Hello, fishy folks. Happy Random Review Wednesday. I've been nominated by young Mr. Flynn from Flynn's Fishroom to do a random review, and the product I have chosen is the one and only Aquarium Co-op small fry food. Actually, I think it's called small fish food, but I also feed it to my fry. I feed it to all my live bearer fry, all my live bearer tanks, and angel fry. And when I have ram fry, I will feed it to my ram fry. Most of my tanks get it at least once a day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. And it's super easy because I could just walk by the tank and go, boom, and they're fed. And you know, when you have 40 tanks, it makes it a lot easier to just walk by and go, boom. So, and that's what I do. I make that noise in my head. You should probably do that too. Let's talk about this deliciousness, shall we? It comes in this fancy squeeze bottle, one that you would see with ketchup or mustard in it at a hamburger place. It has this fancy lid to keep the food fresh and delicious, and it comes with a hole. Screw top for easy access. However, there's really no need because there's no refill for it. But I believe Corey, and if you're watching Corey, pay attention Corey, we need refills for these. Probably be cheaper, as well as no extra plastic for the landfill. That's what I would like, a refill for these, Corey, if you're watching, Corey. But you can see all my fry in my videos, and you see how fast they grow and how great they look, and I attribute that to the great food I feed them, which includes Aquarium Co-op's small fish food. Alright, now that I'm done with that spectacular random review, I have to nominate some folks. So, Discus Newbie, right back at you, my friend. Let's see a random review in your fish room. Discus Newbie is out of the UK. He nominated me for the Aquarium Tuber Challenge. He was a subscriber of mine, and he did some saltwater stuff as well as some, obviously, discus stuff. And I subbed back to him, and quite frankly, he's pretty funny. I like his stuff. Also, Mr. One, Big Bob Steamfot. Bob, you got to do this in a timely fashion, like this week, possibly. Not like the Aquarium Tuber Challenge that somebody nominated you for, and it took like 6 months. Stop streaming, and you know, do a random review. And also, a third person, Corey McElroy from Aquarium Co-op. The one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend. Corey, walk through the fish room and do a quick random review. I know you do great reviews on some other products, but you haven't done one in a while, so pick something up and review it off the cuff, just like we did. Alright guys, stay tuned for Water Change Wednesday video. Peace. Well, good morning, fishy folks. Happy Water Change Wednesday. Yeah, this is what happens when you have a auto water change system. I don't know, maybe you don't calculate the water flow correctly. But at any rate, this is a 5.5 gallon tank which had a slate full of eggs, which all turned white, and unfortunately I don't think we're going to get any eggs out of them. That said, what's the problem? Well, our drain is too high. That's what our problem is. So we're just going to do that and let the water out, and then we're going to have to re-engineer this without breaking the glass. Although, I have to tell you about this deal. Oh yeah, that's definitely way too high. I have to tell you about this deal I got. Let me show you. So see this lid? Look at this lid. Look at this lid. Look at it. Are you looking at it? Plexiglass with a handy little doohickey. Wait, or is that a doodad? Thick plexiglass. Now, if this tank didn't have, you know, that standpipe, look, it fits perfectly. And then there's a little room on this side for airline hose or what have you. Some more knickknacks or something. So I got 4 5.5 gallon tanks with 4 lids, $10. That's $2.50 a tank. That's phenomenal if you ask me. what made it such a good deal, besides just, 5.5 gallon tanks, 4 or 5.5 gallon tanks for $10, is those lids, because those lids are nice. And if you know anything about having a fish room, you gotta worry about the humidity and how much evaporation you have. As an example, this tank right here, I just realized is evaporating way more than it used to for some reason, or more than I noticed. But yeah, it's down a lot. I think I felt it last week sometime, middle last week sometime. Let's look at Solo's mom while we're here. Also, I have to apologize if the video isn't as good as usual. Not video quality isn't as high as usual. My iPhone 6 Plus is being shipped back to Apple to be repaired. It's a long story. So I'm using an old Apple iPhone 5, also with a cracked screen, but yeah. So the quality of the video may be a little bit different for a week or so, but hopefully not too much. So anyway, she looks like she's doing much better. Her dorsal fins aren't red anymore, but they are tore up, so yeah, she's gonna be in here for a little while longer. Dad's always been okay. What are you gonna do? I have that headstanding platy over here. He's fine. Okay, I say he's fine. There. Oh, where is he? I say he's fine because he's not headstanding anymore. But now that I look, he's not doing spectacular. I just saw him swimming when I came down, so we'll have to keep a better eye on him. I actually didn't separate him because when I went to grab him, he was swimming around like normal. So I've been watching him, and he seemed okay. We got these guys, which are those guys, but smaller. Yeah. Got some other issues in the fish room. You could say I plumbed these guys, and after a recommendation from a fellow YouTuber subscriber, I did what I did over here with the 90, and then just instead of changing where I put the hole in the glass, I just changed the length of PVC I put to get the slope I want and stuff over here. This is still a work in progress. As you can see, I'm still messing with old PVC parts because I didn't have any PVC and I was too lazy to go buy some, but I did buy some more PVC. So I may clean this up. We'll see. I did glue some of this because, as you can see, I'm having a leak issue. Yeah. And at this point, the only place this leak can be coming from, I believe, is this joint, which isn't glued, and I think this joint isn't glued. I don't feel any water, but I'm gonna have to check it. This part of the auto water change system was what was on today, so I gotta figure that out because I don't like water on the floor. Even though it's a concrete floor, it's still, you shouldn't have water on the floor. But yeah, that's what's up so far. No really updates over here. These guys are doing. I just saw another trip over here. What the heck, man? Oh, it's kind of. I thought I glued these, but maybe I didn't. Now, see, here's an issue. 10-gallon tanks are about the same strength as 5.5 gallon tanks. I think the glass is the same. These 20 gallons are much thicker. You can see how thick that is compared to how paper thin that is. So, if you put any stress on this, you could conceivably crack the glass. I did that once on one of those tanks over there. I don't remember which one it was because I threw it away, but I went to move the line, like, because those have vinyl lines on them. I went to move it, and it cracked. So that was when I first started the fish room, so I had plenty of extra tanks. I actually had drill tanks just waiting, so it wasn't that big a deal for the fish. I just scooped the fish out, put them in a bucket, set up that other tank, boom, instant cycle, we're done. Anyway, so because of this design, I think what I'm going to have to do is drain all these tanks down to below the bulkhead, pull this off, pull this off, pull this off, maybe pull this off, and then glue them. Yep. That's what I think I'm going to have to do. or find something else to take care of that drip, or just let it drip into a bucket. Yep. All right, so I just watched Flynn's Fish Forum, and he did a review on his temp gun, and I have my own temp gun. It's smaller. It actually came with some barbecue thermometer stuff that I bought. I do a lot of grilling, and I have a smoker, so I need to measure the temperature of, you know, the actual inside the smoker as well as inside the meat. So I have a remote thermometer, you know, probe, whatever. Anyway, this came with it. Evation is the brand, and I love it. It's small. I had this, something very similar to what Flynn had. He has the gun. This one's at 85. You can see there's a heater in there. You're asking, Mike, why is it so hot? Well, they're rams. Rams like it hot. No spawning action yet, although they are coming out more and they are looking great. And I still didn't do a gravel vac, if you will, which needs to get done because the tank looks dingy and dusty. Anywho, let's get back to this. So I use one of these all the time in the fish room. I do have a couple of thermometers that I can just quickly, you know, look to see the status of the tanks. Like I have one there for my water storage, which is at 83.7. I just filled it using some hot water. I have one here for my breeding pairs of rams. So, you know, if that one's at 78, more than likely all of these are very close. What else do I... Oh, I have one when I first walk in the fish room also. Have one on this ram tank, also 85. And you can see how fantastic he's doing. Rams like it hot. But I have one here. This is the one I look at the most. As soon as I walk into the fish room, I check it and see where we're at. And that'll kind of give me an idea of where all the tanks are. Obviously, the ones on the top are going to be a little bit warmer. And the ones on the bottom a little bit cooler. Alright guys, well that's it for now. I'm going to feed the fish and get ready for work, and maybe we should check in on the angels. Yeah, pretty nice looking. Alright guys, talk to you later. Peace.